Connor, first home game of the exhibition season, first game in front of fans in 2 seasons, and the Kraken. A lot of news. Does it make things a little more exciting?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. First and foremost, just to have fans back in the building. Really excited about that, I think. We certainly missed them. Just having them back in the building, get back to a little normal is really exciting for us as players. It's exciting to play a new franchise as well. It's a little bit more than a preseason game tonight.
Connor, the organization unveiled in the locker room today Joey Moss tribute. Obviously, can you just talk a little bit about maybe personally what he meant to you in your first interactions with Joe?
Yeah, obviously Joe was a special person, and he was it meant a lot to the organization, the players. I think probably my favorite Mosser story would be, I remember my first year I broke my collarbone, just a young kid, and being in the locker room and obviously being really upset, and him just coming up and he obviously has no idea what the circumstance, just knows that something's wrong, and just gives me a little pat on the back, and that was it. So we certainly miss him a lot, and to have a little statue there is a great reminder for us as players and the staff. I mean, everyone on the staff was so close to them as well. So the whole city misses them. We certainly miss them as players, and today's a special day to unveil that statue.
You obviously played last year without him, but did you notice, what was the biggest difference not having him around?
I would say the biggest difference not having the fans is obviously the noise level.
No, sorry, Joey.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't know what you're referring to. I think the biggest difference was just having him around the room and his presence and that energy and that life he would always bring to the room. On a long season, there are days where it can be a little boring in there. It can be a little dry, a little stale, and he would always just bring that life and that energy and lift guys up. So we certainly missed that last year, and it's nice to still see his face a little bit with that new unveiling there.
Connor, in the middle here. Few days of practice on the power play. With Hyman in the mix now, you'll get a look tonight in the game, maybe at some point. What are your thoughts on his skill set being added to a power play that was already pretty potent, and what his dynamic might bring?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of net front guys, and a lot of guys have success in that position, and we expect him to be no different. I think with his skill set and his power, and just being able to bring pucks to the net hard and create little scrums, and maybe banging a loose puck here and there, and I think it gives us the ability to make a couple of low plays. We've typically been a power play that runs up top and works the flanks and all that. So it just gives us another option, and for him to win pucks back and win battles and get pucks back, could be a really good piece.
First opportunity to play together in a game situation against a different opponent. Maybe you won't have seen this intensity level. What little things do you start piecing together as new line mates?
Yeah, I think we need to start building some of that chemistry. I think I've played with Jess a little for the better part of last year, and obviously adding Hymes into the fold is we're a new line, and with that comes a little bit of time to work out the kinks and figure out where each other are going to be. And I think tonight we just need to start building on that and start figuring that type of stuff out.
Hi, Connor. You just mentioned Jesse Puljujärvi. Do you sense there's another gear for him, and as he kind of progresses here in his career?
Yeah, there's definitely another gear you can get to. I think he's such a big, powerful man, and I think he can gain a step on a little bit faster. I think just as you play more games, you start to figure the game out a little bit better. You start to understand where the dangerous spots are on the ice and how you can kind of get lost and stuff like that. So there's definitely a thinking side of the game that I think Jess can take another step, and that's only going to come with time. So he looks great. He came in great shape, and he's flying around out there. So excited to play with him tonight.
Have you noticed a difference in him at this training camp compared to the one last year?
It's tough to tell, honestly. We've only had a couple of practices, and you can only take so much from practice. So, but I think he noticed just maybe a step quicker. I think that's maybe the main thing you can notice in practice.
Connor, what will you miss most about Adam Larsson now that I don't know if he's playing tonight, but he will be in the same division playing for Seattle?
I think you miss, the intangible stuff that he would bring. Obviously, his work ethic on the ice would be one, and his leadership in the room. And he was a guy that everyone was really close with. So, there's the human side of it as well that we're just going to miss him as a guy, and certainly miss his presence around the room.
Were you surprised when he didn't come back to the Oilers?
We talked to him a lot through the whole process, and did our best as players to kind of sway his decision. And ultimately, when he made the decision to not come back, I don't think we were surprised at that point. We knew he was looking elsewhere and thinking about something else, and we know it's not personal. I mean, it's obviously a business, and for many reasons, he didn't feel like Edmonton was the best fit, and we wish him a lot of success in Seattle, and we'll see it. We'll get to see him plenty. Obviously, being in the same division.
And Connor, you had mentioned earlier how you're hoping they would just enforce the rule book. NHL came out and announced they're going to crack down on cross-checking. Do you think that'll be significant?
That's a good question. I think the NHL has always kind of cracked down on something in preseason, and they call it a ton in preseason and kind of throughout the beginning of the season, and then it kind of drifts away. But I guess it remains to be seen.